When I was a feature act, I had a lot of problems as a feature.
Just people couldn't follow you?
I had a lot of problems.
And then they talk shit about you?
Especially the Omnipop crew.
Oh, yeah. I mean, oh, my God. They've been gone. Oh, that name.
To eat those motherfuckers alive because Omnipop had a good booker
at
the time, but he was taking feature acts and trying to make them into headline.
Yeah.
A lot of them are still around today. And
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And I would go on those B-room routes, and they'd have to follow me, and I would light them on fire. And I would light them on fire, 20 minutes, no responsibilities. You're a dead man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got a package in my pocket. I've been talking to one of the waitresses. She likes to suck dick. You're done. You're done,
Yeah.
But Omnipop was putting out, too many of these feature acts. And
Right.
I'm old school. I'm very old school. And here's the rule I have. You want MC, you got it. You want a feature, you got it. But once you consider yourself a headliner, I don't want to hear one complaint out of your mouth. I don't want to hear that Dan Cummins talks to the audience.
Oh, right.
I don't want to hear that Dan Cummins is too dirty.
Right.
I don't want to hear that Dan Cummins, once you sign that contract, the headline, if Dan Cummins comes out and says with a drum roll and takes his pants off and takes a flare and sticks it in his ass and does a half hour of playing the drums with a flare.
It's a fucking solid closer.
I better figure out how to, who's going to follow that? Fucking Jesus can't follow. If I went on stage, ripped my pants off, suck a flare up my ass with Vaseline, without saying a word, I'm not even going to do a presentation.
A lit flare.
And just want to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, took my pants off, put a flare in my ass, lit it on fire, and then started playing the snare drums for 20 minutes until you heard this.
Right. Fire department. No one follows that.
What comic would want to follow that? They couldn't.
You'd have to have your dick do your act to follow that. Your dick would have to talk.
No, you'd have to go on stage and go, oh, ready for this one? Get a fucking, what do you think? A meat tenderizer and just hit your dick like 10 times to beat that act. That's it. Just slam it. Pow! Who runs this motherfucker? I do. Whose house is this? Ho's house. What's that expression? I don't know. Whatever the fuck movie it is. He hit himself. But I would,
I don't know.
Nothing bothered me more. I got 10 comics that would go to management.
Yeah, and complain.
Behind my back that they would. I had one guy that told me I couldn't improvise. I couldn't talk to the audience. And I couldn't be dirty.
Oh, my God.
And I finally turned to him on Friday and told him exactly how I felt.
Good for you.
And if he didn't like it, to fucking quit. And if we wanted to throw hands, let's do it. Until this day, he's never spoken to me again. And I could care less. I've had comics that have tried to get me in trouble during the week. They didn't think I knew, but I knew. In fact, I bumped into one the other night before I brought him on stage.
Oh, wow, that's so awkward. Yeah.
I actually mentioned it, because you know how I work.
You mentioned it on stage?
Before you brought him up on stage, right?
Last time I saw this guy. So, it made me... It just made me think that if I ever got to that level, I would never act that way.
And I am proud that I
am proud of that.
I've never asked somebody to change anything about their act. I've never told the club to ask them to change. I've never said, don't sell, don't come up to this. Just do your time. That's the only thing.
I want you
Stick
to
to your
rock.
time. And do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, and I've had people ask me, like, now I bring John Huck or Mary Santora and different people around to open, and it's great. But sometimes the first time they work with you, are like, hey, is there anything? And I feel bad. that they're asking that because clearly that they've somebody else that they've worked with has told them not to do something, which happened to me, early on too. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I've always fucking hated that. It's like, don't worry, you do your stuff. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about when I get up there.
I'm rough on Lee sometimes about comedy.
Yeah.
I'm very rough on Lee because Lee knows I look at this as a religion. This is the religion that saved me. Christianity didn't save me. The Jehovah's didn't save me. Catholics didn't save me. This is a real religion if you look at it.
Yeah.
One thing. I love when I go into a club and a host comes up to me and he calls me Mr. Diaz. Right there, he already lost it. Right? Because we're comics. There's no Mr. Diaz. And then they say, is there anything particular you want me to say? And I look them in the face and I go, nothing. and their expression. It's like I took 20 pounds off them because
Right.
I know, if I know anything about comedy,
Yeah.
I know that they're just trying to remember their own jokes.
Yep.
For Christ's sake, why are you picking on me?
Yep.
I'm just trying to remember my jokes. You want me to go
Yeah.
up there now and talk about your guest appearance on Will and
Yeah.
Grace?
Right.
And how you did the Tonight Show 8 times with Letterman and without Letterman, and how you won, just fuck it. And then if you mess it up on Thursday, oh my God, Lee. Excuse me, can I see you after the show? Hi, Dan. It's Diaz. Diaz.
Right.
Can you say that real quick for me?
Right.
Can you repeat
Diaz.
that? No. Diaz.
Diaz.
It's a syllable.
Diaz.
Wait till you get those people.
Yeah.
And I know you
Yeah.
fucking had them.
Oh, yeah.
So when that's done to you, you go.
know how- yeah.
The first thing you say to yourself is, I'm not saying I'm going to be a feature act, but if I do become a feature act, I'm not going to treat
Right. Exactly.
that guy how
Exactly.
that guy got treated. Then when I became a feature,
Yep.
I started getting that hush treatment. The only one that said something to me that backed his words, why? That I don't mind. If and I told this to him day one, and I told this to people. And here's another problem we have. And I did it too. When you work with a popular headliner, a very good headliner, as a feature or an MC,
Right.
and you start doing it for a while, guess what happens?
Oh yeah. If they pick up your cadence, they start sounding like you. That warrants a discussion.